what I'm doing ever again, ever. Slow it down. Let's go a lot to talk about. Hey folks, so it's Friday night. You know what that means. Thank you, AEW. So I'm going to be talking about New York Comic Con because my head's still kind of reeling. I'm still processing all of that. I'm going to talk about some comics. I'm going to talk about some news, and I'm going to talk about how my New York Comic Con experience was a bit different this year because I had other things in my mind. All right. Are you ready? All right. Let's go. Hello, folks. What's up? It is Antonio Pomares, the Hungry Bleak, and this is the Hungry Bleak Show on the Hungry Bleak channel. That's a lot of Hungry Bleak in the span of a second, but there you go. All right, so it has been a wild couple of weeks. Wasn't here last week because this time last week, I was gearing up to leave New York Comic Con and go and have dinner. And it was a really wild weekend. Actually, it was a really wild Wednesday to Saturday, truthfully. But lots going on. Let's jump right into it. First, we're going to talk about some comic book news, some things. Then I'm going to talk about what happened New York Comic Con. And then we're just going to talk about some comics, food, and we're going to have a nice time. It's a bit chilly. It is hoodie season. You know what's the perfect type of woman? A woman who you let her wear your hoodie the whole day, and she gives it back to you at the end of the day. No muss, no fuss. Well, a little bit of muss and a little bit of fuss, but yes. That's the perfect kind of day. So let's get into this. All right, so some of the comic book news that has come out in the last couple of days, or maybe since I wasn't here last week, because I do have some stuff to talk about from New York Comic Con and stuff. Some things I missed, unfortunately, as well, because scheduling such, what have you, which is okay. But the Zelda Award nominations. So I talked to about the Zelda was before. This is something that was being founded by Moon, the storyteller, who's just a phenomenal person. I love everything that she is building and creating and you know, this is just such an awesome thing to do. Well, they're going to be taking nominations for women in comics for everything from writing to art to inking to lettering, everything. A platform that focuses more on women and I believe also female presenting individuals. Just that whole vibe is just cool to me because, and I've spoken about this before, how about a lot of the shows and a lot of the people that, you know, names are out there and everything. That's only a drop in the bucket of some of the people that are out there. And a lot of the people are just mentioned or spoken of because somebody either is profiting from them in some way, shape, or form because they're part of their project or they're big upping their project as well, or because of somebody that they like the way they look. Let's be honest, truthful. So to have this award show, which is shining a spotlight on everyone, because there's so many incredible women in comics. There's also organization called Women in Comics. There you go. That I think this is great. I can't wait. If you go to the Instagram, I believe they'll give more details. This is the pre-launch website, but it's still a great thing to check out and look. You can see the people and who are behind the Zelda Awards and who they're based off of. who is Zelda Jackie Ormos, the first Black woman cartoonist in the United States to be named after that. So that right there shows care, love, and just shows a foundation for where even the name comes from is incredible. And this is, a letter from, excuse me, Moon the Storyteller, aka Carla Medrano. Hope I'm saying it properly. Who was a founder of the Zelda Awards. I love the fact that this is happening, that this is needed. I absolutely had a great time speaking to her when we were talking about Luna, and to see from Luna to this big jump, huge jump, much needed jump. Love to see the evolution of it. And like I said, these are the committee members who are a part of the Zelda Awards as well. Just, I mean, a incredible roster. I'm all for this. I want to see this just come to fruition even more and just be a part of it. So I go to the IG page, and you will see everything that's going on with the Zelda Awards and how to actually put in for nominations as well. I don't believe they started taking nominations yet, but it's a great time to get your list together. Who's your favorite writer? Who's your favorite artist? Who's your favorite inker, letterer, what have you? Perfect time. Go check them out. Give them a follow too. Check them out and support that. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. So, also with that, we also have Marvel Comics is now on Global Comics. This is a big deal as well. When I first started reading Global Comics, Marvel was not a part of it. When I started reading them, they had just gotten DC, because it was last year at this time. That was a big thing in New York Comic Con. It was all over every panel you went into. It was part of the advertising and the marketing that was there. You heard a lot about anime, and you heard a lot about Global Comics and DC being in their fold. Well, now they not only have DC, and they have pretty much the whole roster of DC. They're even doing comics when the first day drops. So Wednesday, New Comic Book Day, DC Comics drop. They drop on Global Comics as well. You have to purchase them. They're not part of the gold membership. The gold membership still allows you to read a whole lot of comics, but not the new stuff. But you're able to buy them, but you're also able to do that with Marvel now. New Marvel titles are coming out. You're able to purchase them right then and there. They'll have sales on them as well, right then and there. And you'll also be able to read a lot of the back catalog for Marvel if you're a gold membership. Absolutely love it. This is great. This is between, again, Global Comics and Neon Ichiban. They're going to be giving Amazon a run for their money. I think it's beautiful. I love seeing new contenders come in, especially new digital contenders come in. So this is still a platform that is very indie friendly. That is very creator owned friendly. If you have a comic that you're trying to get crowdfunding or anything like that, this is still a great platform for me as well. But you're also able to get that. If it makes it a bigger platform and it gets more eyes on it, and you're able to still show your comic on there and get funding for your comic to be created, or if you're just like putting your comic directly on Global Comics, I think it's a win for both. This is what Comixology before Amazon, I think, was trying to become, because they were very indie friendly and they were comics that you could submit to. Now, not so much. Global Comics is taking that on. I want to see how Neon Ichiban is as well for creator owned. I'm still going through and going with them, but they are still updating it constantly. They actually had a panel at New York Comic Con, what I wasn't able to go to, unfortunately, because of scheduling. I had to be back early that night, just because of being a caregiver. But I would like to see it. I'm going to check if I can find it on Amazon, possibly, maybe find that panel, really have questions, and I would love to have been there and just delved into it. But this is great. These are two companies, these are two platforms that are really growing quickly, and I'm here for it. So yes, congratulations to them. Very, very awesome. Very awesome. Now, let's talk about New York Comic Con for a minute. Okay, so New York Comic Con was last week. It was Thursday to Sunday. And it was a phenomenal experience. Absolutely had a great time there. Between the panels, which I got to see the panel for the X-Men. which was awesome. The future of the X-Men, because everything that's coming out of it's coming out of Age of Revelation. It's going to be huge. It's going to be what's it called Shadows of Tomorrow, I believe is what that chunk of time is going to be called. It's X years in the future, 10 years in the future, and there's so many going. They announced 16 new titles. There was a Storm title, a Rogue title, and so many just phenomenal. Colossus and Magic, incredible stuff. And two names that really hit me, obviously, were Erica Schultz, who's going to be writing the Rogue series. Absolutely, positively, yes. And Evel Ewing's name came up on the screen, and I said, Evel Ewing, who is going to be writing Expatriates X-Men. But there's also going to be this big thing about the future of the X-Men. And it was like Shadows of Tomorrow. What's new? What's the future of Evel Ewing, or what's new with for Evel Ewing? One of the two. And that got me so curious. She's going to be playing a huge role in this, and writing something incredible. I'm so down for it. Evel Ewing is a favorite of mine, between Ironheart, Champions, Black Panther. I absolutely loved her Black Panther run. I just phenomenal. Absolutely loved it. So I'm so excited for this, and I'm excited for her, and just seeing, she's one of my favorite writers. So seeing her up on stage, with also another of my favorite writers, Jed McKay. Y'all know I'm a huge Moon Knight fan. Was so cool and so awesome, and I just loved everything that they were giving as far as the X-Men. The only way that panel could have been better, and it was standing room only, so I stood for like over an hour listening. And they had a great question and answer section. And I talked about this Wednesday, but there was a young person who stood up. They were cosplaying as Captain America, Sam Wilson. And they asked a question about autism and the X-Men, and would there be an autistic character that is like front facing, like very like you can autistic. And Evel Ewing said, well, what if I can do it in a comic? And she said, I'll work on it. And I believed what she was saying. I love that. Another person asked about the powers of the X-Men and how they're rooted in science, and how did they come up with it? Is there people that they speak to, like consultants? And they do have consulting people that they do. I forgot who it was. And they were like, well, none of us really have a science background. And Evel Ewing was like, well, I happen to have been a science teacher. And I said, get in, Eve, get you a piece and nail it down. Absolutely brilliant. Loved it. Yeah, just awesome. And when I leave the room, I walked by the table, and I just looked up at her and I was like, it's Evel Ewing. And I just kept going. Wasn't going to embarrass myself. I didn't want to trip and fall and go, thank you, Eve. And then, that's too much. I also got to be a part, also was at a Boom panel, which is 20 years of Boom. Didn't realize it'd been 20 years. My God. Boom panel. And obviously James Tynion was there. Something is Killing Children is a big part of Boom. They are. That's like one of their flagship titles, one of their big titles. I mean, there are a lot of great things coming out of Boom, but that's like one of their bigger titles. And it was announced that there's going to be a fall of the House of Slaughter. I absolutely love that. That's going to be awesome. But there's also going to be a really crazy crossover, which is Something is Killing the Children and Swamp Thing. It's going to be called Swamp Thing is Killing Children. And it's going to be through Black Label. Absolutely loved it. So down for that, what have you. Also heard about a comic called Heretic, which came out this week, that by Teenie Howard, I believe. I want to read that. There's just so many other things. I was at the panel for Welcome to Derry. Yes, I'm here for it. I actually rewatched them. It's spooky season, so I'm watching Stephen King stuff to begin with, and that panel was so great, so awesome. That was a perfect panel to watch in the morning on Saturday every day. No, that was Saturday morning. That was the panel that I watched. I got to New York late running. I was damn near running. I started raining. I said, no, I'm not going to run. Had to grab breakfast for myself and a friend. Breakfast sandwiches. Shout out to what is it? Front River Market Front. I forgot the name of the place. Um, River Food Market might be. Oh God, I can't even remember the name of the place. They have the best breakfast sandwiches. Absolutely brilliant. Love them. They are the, I want to say it's a River Food Market on 34th. There may be a couple of blocks from Jacob Javits. Best food out there, quick, fast, and the food is delicious, made fresh, obviously. I've had their breakfast sandwiches a couple of times, and I am never, ever unhappy with it. Shout out to y'all. Phenomenal stuff. Yeah, I also got to go to the Jujutsu Kaisen execution panel. Again, that was Friday morning. 11 o'clock. And yes, absolutely. The whole English cast was there. Got to see some clips from the trailer and from the movie. And then they actually did live readings of certain scenes. It was so cool to see that part of anime, to see them actually do the reading and just to enjoy it. I really made me savor it and enjoy it. It gave me a new perspective on anime and voice acting, and just hearing them speak as well and about their experiences and how they feel about it and how they looked at the character and how they approach the character. I mean, it was similar to how an actor does it. And like, oh, well, my character at the beginning of this was like this. Now my character is like this. It was cool to see them do that. But you think, oh, voice actors not really going to do so much. They did. And it was awesome. Thank you so very much for that. I also got to be in. Oh my God, there were a few panels I was in. I was what else? You know what? That's enough about panels. I also did shopping as well. I didn't do as much shopping as I normally do, but yes, I did. There was some stuff that I had to get. Some stuff I didn't know was out. So one thing I did not know was out was Killer Bee by David Crownson, which is what made everybody's head turn because this is actually going to be a movie. Now with DeWanda Wise. Yeah, so I was walking around early Thursday morning before they opened up. I was just walking around the sales floor and checking it out. And I said, oh, wait, that's out? Definitely grabbed a copy of this. Can't wait to read it. Just wondering if I haven't seen it available digital. Y'all know how I'm about digital. I'd rather read the digital so I don't mess up the actual comic. Then there was a special edition X-Men comic, which I got after that panel, The Future of the X-Men. Absolutely love it. Wolverine in this kind of future tense is kind of almost like a Grim Reaper looking. You can kind of see the mask there. Y'all know I love Grim Reaper. Any personification of death, I absolutely love. Then there was Temporal. This is out of Mad Cave Studios. This is from Stephanie Williams, who I got to meet. Another one who is just so awesome, so cool, and just so nice. So nice. I had to go to her booth twice, and I had to get Roots of Madness. This is from Ignition Press. This is the new company that's been out that I've been speaking about as well. So that was the shopping that I did. I didn't do too bad shopping. I was good boy. I was a good boy. I was a very good boy. Anyway, sorry about that. It is October. Happy National Kink Month, folks. I'm sure that made someone happy, possibly. I don't know. Happy. So yeah, that's what I did with comics. So much fun. Had a phenomenal time the weekend. I'll give you some of my thoughts a little bit later on, but yeah, that was pretty cool so far. So let's get into some reviews, shall you? Because there were a lot of comics that came out, but I'm only going to give you two because yeah, I'm only going to give you two, and you're just going to have to deal with it. I know I'm a naughty boy. I'm a naughty boy. Only giving you two reviews. Terrible. Anyway, so first one up is Temporal, which I just showed you, didn't I? This is out of Mad Cave Studios, like I said. Where's it up? There it is. Brilliant. So like I said, this is out of Mad Cave Studios. There were two covers. I got the Kari Randolph cover, obviously, because y'all know how I feel about Kari. He's one of my favorite artists. And it was just awesome. This comic had me in a bit of a chokehold. I'm actually going to look at it now because I'm just so happy. She signed it too. It's cool. All right. So writer is Stephanie Williams. Artist is Isaiah Fillmore. Colorist is DJ Chavez. Letterer is Becca Carey. So this is basically the story of time heists and time thieves, which I love anything about a heist. Iffy on time travel, but this is done so much fun. What have you? So basically, we have this couple that they do time heists, and they steal items throughout, history, what have you, and then they end up selling them. And the first item that they go to steal is very kind of tongue in cheek. Um, you see the ring there, but if you know this car, then you know what they're doing. They stole it, and then they go into the future. Well, they're gonna have to go back to the future. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I love that tone of that kind of meta joke, and also saying they're gonna have fun with it. Then we zip into the future, in 2072, and they're a bit older now. They actually have a business where they sell vintage items like Rubik's cubes and 8-track players, cassette players, anything like that. And they have a 10-year-old son, and it's a story, and it goes from there. And how our lead character, she's getting an itch. She's getting an itch for getting back into the time heist and doing this stuff again, and she loves it. And we find out that they stopped 10 years ago because of the child, and because they wanted to have a calmer life and everything. But you get that itch. Some jobs you get an itch from if you haven't done it in a while. I imagine. Uh, Excuse me, folks. My day start very early, and I apologize. I imagine anything like being a time thief has got to be like that, obviously. So she's got this itch, and her son wants an item, but they can't find the item, or she couldn't find the item that her son wants. So she's thinking about going back into the past to get it, and we go from there. This was very fun and enjoyable. I love the banter between the man and the couple. Excuse me, the man and woman. The husband and wife when they get older. I love their banter. It felt so very homey. Because they're in the back having a cookout, and I felt like I was being invited to the cookout. We got to stop inviting everybody to the cookout, by the way, folks, because why are we letting everybody to the damn cookout? It's not necessary. But I love that feeling of it. It just felt very, like I said, very homey, very, just very at ease, and I loved it. And again, they're interacting, and Big Mama's baking. Um, Big Mama kind of fine, so I ain't even gonna lie. And you can see how she's got the itch, and she's thinking about it. She wants to go back to doing it. She's not sure how to do it. And then her friend, she speaks to her friend, and they start talking about it. I love the concept of this. The concept is cool as hell. Time heists are incredible and amazing. The art is fresh, dynamic. It feels like I'm watching a 90s or 2000s kind of uh, um, series, like maybe even like a sitcom or such, because of the brighter colors, um, and the fact that we're getting these characters, kill these black characters. And again, I love the interaction between them, the conversations. I absolutely love. They felt so real and so authentic, and they just felt fun as well. That was so important to me. I love the. She doesn't regret her life. She loves her life, but she wants that itch. She wants to have something for herself, something that makes her feel like her again, which I totally understand. I cared about these characters because I was introduced to this family, and they're such a beautiful family, and they're very well to do, and they're loving. It's not like someone's resenting the other person. They're not resenting anyone at all. It's just, I want something that is just a little bit for me, which I really enjoyed and felt. The concept of time travel was fun. Normally I don't like it, but this made it fun. Light. It wasn't something that is boring and pulls me down and makes me want to go to take a nap or read about cold fusion. Either one. 50-50 shot, folks. 50-50 shot. Yes, so I'm enjoying this. I want more. I care about these characters. I'm invested in them. I'm invested in the world too. I want to know how they actually go back in time, because they don't show you how. But at the end of the comic, you find out that there's a bigger picture for time travel. And I want that. Excuse me. I apologize, folks. I want that. And I really enjoyed this. I care about them, and that's what makes this comic cool and a definite must. I need it. I even told us everyone, I said, I need more of it. I want like the whole arc now, please. Thank you. Mad Cave is on an incredible tear. I've said this a while ago, because I'm always ahead of the curve on everything. And Temporal just proves that point even more. Phenomenal work. The cover is so beautiful and so um, just it feels like it gives so much of the story and yet none of it. But then we have the Carrier Randolph, which is very tongue in cheek, and you see why it ends up becoming tongue in cheek in the first couple of pages. So phenomenal work. Absolutely here for it. I want more. I will take as much as I can. Yes, Temporal is definitely one to go and check out from Mad Cave Studios. Phenomenal job. So next one we have is Something is Killing the Children. A monster walks into a bar. That's not me setting up a joke. That's literally the name of the comic. This is actually pretty cool. Excuse me. Now this is from obviously Boom Studios. This is from the people who have written this comic. This was actually from I believe the series is Hello Darkness, and it was this anthology series, and they had a couple stories from Something is Killing the Children about our our heroine who never seems to be able to catch a break, Erica Slaughter. And this is from James Tinian IV. This is from Werther del Edera, Miguel Muerto, and World Design. Y'all know if World Design is in something, I got to check it out because they are phenomenal. This is why I look at who letters things so often, because of World and because of Deron Bennett and when he spoke about being a letterer, which helped me then understand it. So this is different because it is Erica's story, but it actually is from the perspective of the people around her. And I love how at a certain point you do get Erica's perspective and she's speaking, and then the art kind of switches and you get the perspectives of the other people that are actually in the bar in that town speaking about the monster and what they've seen and their point of view of what was going on as witnesses to certain things. Absolutely love that feature. I love anything that if you have to do a flashback or a memory, the art changes. It's either maybe more opaque or you just get a whole different artist to begin with to do it. I love both of those aspects because it does make you think about. I apologize, folks. It does make you think about something. It does make you think that it's in a different time, different point, which I think is very smart to do. We've seen so much of Erica go through so many trials and tribulations and heartaches and everything for that it's interesting to see everything that happens to her, but from the perspective of other people, and seeing that, especially adults who aren't supposed to see them, who can't see the monsters, can't hear the monster, but they can see what the monster does and how they just can be so brutal and horrible in their victims. So this was absolutely, I don't need to tell y'all a whole lot because if Something's Killing Children, y'all know this is a series that has delivered for me on every aspect. But I love that because Something's Killing Children is such a huge property, that they collected all of those stories into a one shot from Boom, especially to celebrate the 20 years of Boom, which is great. I didn't buy this in print, which is surprising, right? I should have went to the Tinian booth because there's actually a Tiny Onion booth, which is James Tinian's thing. I should have went there, but I don't, for some reason at New York Comic Con, that's the only place that I kind of geek out and I get nervous. I'm like, oh my God, their writer is right. And I won't go. It could have been like Tom Cruise could have been walking by, like, hey, what's up, Tom? Keep up that cardio, baby. It could have been, and I would not have, and I'd have been like, okay, cool, vibe. But when it's these writers and these creators and how amazing they are, I get a little flustered. I get nervous, and I'm like, they just are. I was when the Boom Studio, when the Boom panel was happening, I was actually sitting in the like the third row. I think it was third or fourth row, something like that. I don't like sitting up front because I don't want anybody looking at me, but I want to be close enough where I can see how they're interacting and see their minds, see like the wheels in their minds turning. I always love that. And I was sitting down, and it was before, and everybody from Boom was coming in, and I saw James Tinian, and I was like, oh. And he went and he sat like a row or two in front of me, and I was like, oh wow. Then Werther came and he sat down and they were talking. I was like, oh my God. And I got a picture of the two of them sitting there talking, and I was like, two of my favorite creators talking. And I'm like, it's so awesome. It's so cool to see that. That makes my heart flutter a little bit. Not even gonna lie. But that was, yeah. So that was a pretty cool thing. I loved. So yeah, Something's Killing Children. A hunter walks into a bar is an absolute get. Anything from this universe is so cool. And it's grounded in such a great foundation. From that first issue to the spinoffs and what they're going to do now. And it was actually announced that they have been contracted to have at least 100 episodes of Something is Killed. Excuse me, 100 issues of Something's Killed the Children. That's phenomenal. That's amazing. That's great because they're on 44, 45 now, I think. So the next trade is going to be coming out soon, which I will be buying, obviously. But this is so phenomenal. I started reading this during the pandemic. Yeah. Started reading it during the pandemic at the behest of a friend of mine, Takia Marie. Yeah. I'm tired than most nights. My goodness. She had been reading it. She said, oh, have you read it? I said, no, I haven't read it. And she said, check it out. So I read the first issue and I was like, oh, wow, this is phenomenal. That night I bought volumes 1 and 2 and dove into them. I was like, holy cow. And it's become that thing that I go to. I buy the trades because I want all of it. I can't wait month to month. I have to buy those trades up and go because it's such an incredible story and so much lore there and deep into it. It's just phenomenal. So yeah, grab that. So that was my New York Comic-Con experience and the comics. It was fun. Everything was great. It was cool. It was awesome. But folks, I know it's been a minute, but let me ask you, how are you doing? Did you drink water? Did you stretch today? How was work? I know. Do what you got to do today so you can do what you want to do tomorrow. How are your loved ones? How's the family? They do things like that, but you love them for some things that they do. Don't agree with everything that they do, but as long as there ain't nothing too out of the world, out of it, love them because they're the people that are there for you and they got your back and you got theirs. Did you take your medicine? I'm not asking to police you. I just want to make sure that you're being the best you that you can be. So I hope that you did take your medicine, whether it's for a physical, mental, or emotional ailment, whatever it is. I want you to be the best you that you can be. We all going through so much right now, and it's a lot. It's a lot on us physically. It's a lot on us mentally. It's a lot on us emotionally. And when our emotional and mental selves are kind of beat up and they hurt and done, it can actually really affect our physical. So you got to take care of all three. And I want you to, please, because you're important and you're needed and you're loved. You're cared for and you're cherished. And I appreciate you. All right. All right. So I haven't done this in a while because I haven't eaten anywhere new, but where's my plate? So here's the thing. Friday Thursday night, after New York Comic-Con, went out to go eat. And I went to this place with my friend, and it was called Friedman's, and had a wonderful time. Earlier that day, I went to Black Iron Burger with Michael. Y'all know Michael Williamson. I'm saying, yo, you I'm like, God, got to dig that in for him. And had a burger, had a great time, talking, laugh. We haven't spoken in person in a while just because of schedules, again, life. We've been texting back and forth. I said, hey man, I'm gonna be in New York. I'll go to New York Comic-Con late, but I need to talk to you. We need to chill. He said, absolutely. So we went, we sat for a minute. We talked outside the restaurant, gosh, maybe about 30 minutes. Then we actually went inside, sat, talked some more, ate, had some ale, chill. We had a burger and a beer. You know me, I'm a very basic guy, even though I am bougie about my tea, and I do not mess around with my tea. Y'all already know. But had a great burger, had a beer. Or did I have a cider? No, may have had a cider actually. No. So then that night, went out to eat, and we went to a place called Friedman's. Nice place, really intimate kind of setting. Really cool. wonderful people there. The staff was really great, and I had a wonderful and I had a burger and beer again. I kind of early in the day I wanted to have Chinese food, but I said no. I kind of want to have a beer and a burger with Michael. But then that night I went and had a beer and a burger. It was a salmon burger, and it was root beer, but it was still a beer and a burger. Still counts. Still counts. And I had a really nice time. The salmon is so great. Salmon burger was great. And it was avocado on it, which I don't really get down with avocados. It's not my thing. It's not how I roll. It's not. But I had it and I enjoyed it. It was wonderful. I also had my first olive that weekend as well. I've never had an olive. I had a black olive. I had a black olive, black, and I'm proud to have a black olive. And it was good. It was I enjoyed it. I had a flatbread pizza. Um, and I was like, oh, I'll try an olive. Had an olive, and it was good. Liked it. A little salty, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. So going forward, if something by chance does have a black olive on it, I will eat it. I will enjoy it, and I will savor it. But yes, their salmon burger was absolutely delicious. Nice, light, fluffy. I ended up eating it with a fork because it was so light and everything that it felt like it was like going to melt. So I ended up eating it with a knife and a fork. I ate half my burger with a knife and a fork. I did, yes. First time again for me. First time again. But I had a phenomenal time there. Had delicious root beer as well. Root beer was absolutely delicious. The one that I went to, excuse me, was on. I'm trying to think. It was on. It was on 47th. Can't remember where it was at exactly. Yeah, but that's fine. But they have a very nice menu. They have. I mean, well, it depends on where you go because they got one on Chelsea. They've got one on West End. They've got one on 10th. Oh, it was 10th. Excuse me. It was a 10th that I went to, the one at Hell's Kitchen. So let's take a look at the menu from Hell's Kitchen. And no, I did not see Daredevil. So yeah. Great. Yeah. So they have happy hour, which is 3 p.m. to 6:30 daily. They also have breakfast, lunch, but I had the dinner menu obviously because it was after 7. You wank tossers. I almost had soup. I almost had the matzo ball soup, but sometimes matzo ball to me can be a little salty, and I was in the mood for salt, so I didn't have it. Um, but I ended up getting this wonderful. Let's see if I can get a picture of it. The salmon burger. Yes, the salmon has avocado aioli. Look, I'm a basic guy. Beer and a burger. I'm good. I'm good. It was very brioche bun was nice, light, fluffy, slightly toasted. Absolutely delicious, wonderful. And they had French fries, which were delicious. Perfectly seasoned, wonderful Christmas, golden, absolutely brilliant, brilliant. Loved it. So if you are in New York and you have the opportunity and you are able to get there, I want you to go to Friedman's. There are a bunch of locations. Like I said, there is Battery Park, there's Chelsea, there's Hell's Kitchen, there's Herald Square on 31st, there's Edison Hotel on 47th, there's a 72nd Street, and then there's West End. West Side. It's not that kind of West Side. When you go in there, still go West Side. It doesn't matter. It's fine. I don't know, whatever. And go and check it out. But the food there was really good. Had a great time. Our server was so nice. I went a little full Negroish and I asked for an orange soda. I apologize to the black delegation, but they didn't have it, so that's why I had the root beer. But I was just craving an orange soda. I don't know why. I just have. I don't. I almost want a purple soda, but purple soda is a little too heavy, a little too sweet. And it's, I don't know, something about orange. Did I say purple soda? I meant to say grape soda. I said purple soda, didn't I? That's how Negroish I am. That I said purple soda instead of grape soda. Dastardly work, dastardly. Sometimes grape soda is a little too heavy. It's a little too sweet for me, and I don't. And it just doesn't dig me like that. But yes, go there, check it out. Delicious place, phenomenal food, and the people are just really nice there. They really, really, truthfully were nice. It's awesome, awesome. So that is what I got up to from New York Comic Con to the comics that I bought and everything. But folks, let me talk to you for a second. Let me talk to you for a second. So, bleak perspective this week. I'm going to give you something a little light, a little fluffy, a little hopeful from Antonio. I'm going to give you a little bit of hope. So sometimes when I read at night, I have this hashtag that I read with, that I like to use, which is someone to read comics with. Truthfully, someone to read with. Thursday morning, I got in and I was helping uh, Cerise Rennie Murphy with her table a little bit. I was helping her with lifting. She had a lot of books. She's got a huge library of books. So I was helping her with her books, and I was helping her put it on the table. And I said, "Oh, do you need anything else?" She said, "No." So I was like, "All right, well, I'm going to walk around a little bit before they open up the doors, but I'll be back. So if there's anything that you need, you let me know. I'm your gover." Um, and thank you very much to Cerise. And she had a helper named Ellie. Ellie was absolutely phenomenal. She was so cool, so sweet. She was a huge wrestling fan, a huge anime fan. So Ellie, you did such a great job. You were an absolute pleasure and awesome. But you were just you had so much energy and were so bubbly and yeah, you were just such a sweet person. So thank you very much for um for making me feel a little bit lighter because I was really heavy about New York Comic Con and I just had a lot of thoughts. So I was walking around, getting a little bit of footage, what have you, about New York Comic Con, and looking at everything before we opened up and looking around, and I was there and I was like, wow. Now seeing everyone setting up their tables and doing their things and what have you, and I was like, this is really cool. This is awesome. And it dawned on me, like my hand kind of reached out a little bit, but there was nobody there. And I was thinking, this would be great if I had someone there with me, someone to walk around with, somebody to talk about, someone to hold hand, just walking around, the quiet before the storm, because the convention center is beautiful, it's absolutely beautiful. And I love seeing it filled with these people doing the geeky things that they love and hopes and dreams and cosplaying and everything and being inspired and all that. And my mind is always inspired by New York Comic Con. Like I have a bunch of ideas I'd like to bring to fruition. I actually want to write some goals down for myself for 2026 and 2027. But then I also was having this kind of thing of this is really beautiful when there's nobody here. When it's just the comics and the games and the booths and and the cards and everything, and everybody's putting out their comics new and the tables are full. And by Sunday, I'm hoping that everyone there, the tables will be empty and they'll bought everything and you'll make all this money and you'll just inspire people to read comics and to create their own comics, all that. And I was like, damn, I would like that. I would like to go through and be with somebody and share those moments with someone. Whether it's the beginning and it's crazy quiet in there, there's nobody there, or while it's open and we're looking through and we're seeing cosplays, I'm like, oh, that one's cool, taking pictures with them, having, or when it's the end and everyone's leaving and it's this mass exodus, or in panels, going to panels that we both enjoy or they enjoy and I want to check it out, see what's going on, or something that I enjoy and they want to check it out to see what's going on, something like that. It was really cool. New York Comic Con made my heart beat a little bit more, not just because of the thrill of everything, but the thrill of, oh, maybe being able to share it with someone one day. That's awesome. So yeah, that's it. Sharing your sharing interests is really cool, but when you're able to share an interest of yours with someone and they're open to it, and they're like, oh yeah, well let me check that out. I think it's beautiful. I think it's amazing. I think it's wonderful. I think it's beautiful. You don't have to share all your interests. Like you don't have to like everything the same. But if you're able to share things with each other, and you're open to that, and it's cool, that's awesome. That's really awesome. But what do I know? That's just my bleak perspective, and I think that's awesome. So, folks, that is the show. Look, I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're having a great evening, whatever time it is. I hope it's awesome. It's great. We will be back Wednesday, the 22nd. I don't know why I said it like that with that face. I apologize immediately. That was a horrible face. Yeah, we'll be back the 22nd because we're going to be having our geek culture upfronts where we tell you what we are excited the most about uh, coming up in November. We'll be going through everything across geek culture and letting you know what we're excited to see, read, listen to, or play. All right. And next week, because I have not given you enough, next Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Hungry Bleak Show live. Let's have it be kinky. Let's make it kinky, eh? This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna come with some comics that are um that are great stories and everything, but that also are a bit kinky and that deal with fetishes and such like that. Whether you are a furry, whether you're into BDSM, whether you are into uh, water sports. Are there comics with water sports? I'm sure I could find one that I'll like that it has water sports. Um, what have you? That's going to be our kinky episode because I think we have earned it, and I think you've earned it because you've been good. I think you've been very good, and you've earned that. I shouldn't have done that. I apologize. Anyway, yeah. So next Friday we're going to have a nice kinky episode, cozy. So have your hoodie on or dress up if you like. I don't care, whatever. Actually, wear whatever you want during the show. You're not on camera. I'm the one on camera. I'm the one who has to watch what I wear. So there you go. So yes, next week, next Friday, we're going to have a kinky episode. We're going to talk about kink in comics and have fun with it, and it'll be cool. All right. Have a very good evening. Enjoy the rest of it. Be safe out there. And as always, keep turning those pages because your story is not over yet. And F Trump and all fascism. I'll see you later. Peace.